Hey guys, so as of yesterday, I am officially done with my first year in med school. Crazy. So yesterday I took my last exam. It was the neuroscience mini board exam. So my 3-month summer vacation has begun. So as you can see, the title of this video is How to Survive First Year Medical School. Coming in, I honestly did not know what to expect. I knew it was gonna be super difficult, a lot of work, constant studying, and I really didn't know if I'd be able to handle all that, or if I'd be able to keep up with the pace, or just overall how it would be. But I definitely say first year was way more manageable than I expected. And honestly, I feel like during orientation, that's when those thoughts started like getting in my head, because they were making it seem like we're about to go through the craziest 4 years ever. But granted, this is just first year. Second year is way more difficult than first year. But yeah, it was definitely manageable. There was maybe a few times where I was overwhelmed, but overall it was a smooth school year, and I'm very thankful that I successfully completed my first year in med school. I think a lot of students, pre-med students, or whether you're just been accepted to medical school, there is some, thoughts and maybe some doubts about how will I perform in medical school, how will I do in medical school, can I handle this? And that's why I wanted to create this video about how to survive first year. So these are just some tips that, that have helped me throughout the first year, and I guess more so of a reflection of, what I did that helped me through first year to make first year manageable and to be successful throughout first year. So my first tip is know yourself. You got into medical school for a reason. The school accepted you because you're a capable student. So when you get there, you've already created good study habits. And so oftentimes students come in and they look at what their classmates are doing, or what other people are doing, or people are getting in the air about what they should be doing, how they should be studying. But just stay true to yourself, develop that study habit and that study pattern early and stick to it. And that's definitely important, finding what works for you early, because you don't have time after every exam to keep on switching up your study habit. That will not lead to success. For me, when I first came in, the first week or two maybe, I was trying to figure out how to really, I guess, tackle the material and the proper ways to study. I came in with good study habits, but those kind of had to be tweaked at times to, really study well in medical school. So, I mentioned before in my other video about the struggles of first year, about how I went to that, it was like a seminar about how to study and study skills session. And from there, that's when I really developed the study habit. So it's important to know yourself, know what works for you, find out early and stick to it. And there are resources. When you get to medical school, you're not just going to be thrown in there and left out to figure it out on your own. The staff, the faculty, even your classmates, they're all there to help you and give you advice. So you're not just going to be thrown in there, your first year. My second tip is create a schedule. Invest in a planner and write things down. Realize what your time commitment is as far as your class schedule, and find ways to work outside of that as far as your studying and other things that you want to do. So say you're in class every day from 9 a.m. to maybe 3 p.m. Outside of those hours, be able to effectively plan how you're going to be able to study and map out what you're going to do for that day. So each day in your planning should be filled in with what you need to accomplish for that day. And you should be very specific about your task, but also be flexible, and scheduling breaks as well, because you're not going to study 24/7. Time management and being able to properly just balance your life is so important as a medical student. There's so many things you have to do. There's so much material you have to cover. And if you can't properly just plan out how you're gonna cover it, or you just don't have enough time to get to it, then you're really gonna struggle. Your reason for not maybe grasping a topic or understanding something shouldn't be because you didn't have enough time to get to it. It's one thing if you're studying so hard and you don't understand something, but it's another thing if, I just don't have time to get to that certain topic. Map out your day, plan your hours, see what you need to do, and properly manage your time. And good time management skills is not even a medical school thing. I mean, it's a life thing. So you might as well start now, master those skills now, and just save yourself the stress of being all over the place with your thoughts and ideas. Get a good planner, write things down, plan things out. And you know, sometimes I make weekly schedules. That's if it's like getting close to maybe exam time and there's just so many different things I need to cover. Monday through Friday, I have it listed in my planner, every single topic I need to get to. And that way you're not so overwhelmed. You see everything written down on paper, you know what day you're gonna get to it, and it just makes studying so much more easy and efficient. My next tip is ask for help. This may seem like a common sense thing, but you know, oftentimes in undergrad, you know, things came easy for you, or you may have been the one helping other students, and you get to medical school and you start to struggle maybe, or you don't understand something and maybe it's not easy for you to ask help. But just ask for help. I mean, there's so many good resources in medical school. You know, your classmates are good resources. The faculty is good resources, is a good resource. There's so many other online resources, and there is literally no time to get behind a medical school. So if you start to struggle, if you don't understand something, go get help immediately. And also in undergrad, you know, it was easy maybe if you didn't understand maybe a specific part of a lecture or maybe a specific topic, you know, you just brush it underneath and it's okay, I'll get by an exam. But no, you really need to know these things for the future, for your boards. You know, all the stuff in first year, second year is so important as far as when your boards come in step 1 and all that. So there's nothing you can just gloss over and say, oh, I'll just get by on the exam. You know, you really need to master this material. So it's important, if you don't understand something, get help immediately. At my school, mostly all the professors have open office hours. You know, stop by if you don't understand something, send them an email. They're very good at replying. Some of our professors even had study sessions for us on Sundays. That's how helpful they were. You know, your classmates, they're good resources. Maybe one of your classmates is good in a certain topic and you may be good in another one, and y'all can just help each other out that way. But there's plenty of resources to definitely help you out if you're not understanding something. My next tip is seek advice from the second year students. And you know, this is not necessarily when you're struggling or you're confused. This is just overall general advice about being a first year medical student. I mean, they just went through this last year. They've been in your shoes. They've completed a full year medical school, so they have, you know, all the advice in the world for you. And at my school, we do this thing where they pair us up with a SIB. So the first year student is paired with a second year student, and that's just somebody you can go to for advice, you know, if you ever want to talk, if you need help with something. And you know, advice can range from, you know, what are good study resources for this subject, you know, how does this professor ask certain questions, what was this exam like, should I use this question bank, should I use that question bank, what else? Oh, a good example was we had our first like written exam, a clinical case exam last Monday. And you know, since it was our first written exam, it was kind of unexpected, not sure what to expect going in. So that was a good example of just reaching out to a second year student and asking them, what was this exam like? How should I study it? You know, what material should I cover? And yeah, just things of, I guess, just the overall experience of first year. How should I handle certain things? You know, how should I be studying? Second year students are a valuable resource as far as how to make it through first year. And you know, I definitely sought advice from my SIB when it came time to mini board testing, because that was like the cumulative exams that we took throughout first year. We had 5 mini board exams on different subjects. So when it came around to mini board testing time, I definitely sought her advice and asked her, okay, how did you study for this and what resources did you use? And my final tip is just enjoy yourself and continue to live your life. You know, don't get so overwhelmed about the fact that, oh, I'm a medical student now. These next 4 years are gonna be crazy, it's gonna be hard. My first year is such an adjustment. You know, all those things, you know, it is gonna be an adjustment, it is gonna be difficult, but it doesn't have to weigh you down. You know, still enjoy yourself, still try to do your hobbies, make time for that. You know, just enjoy the process and try to keep your sanity. You know, do fun things so you won't burn out when you're done with the end of the school year. And you know, just try to have a positive outlook. You know, take one step at a time, one exam at a time. You will make it through. It will be difficult, but I mean, it's possible. There's plenty of students that have done it before you. Oh, and get enough sleep. As a first year medical student, there's no reason you should only be getting 3 or 4 hours of sleep. I think next year, as a second year medical student, that's when maybe the sleep may dwindle down a little bit, but get plenty of sleep. Alright guys, so that is it. I am done. I guess I'm a second year medical student now. So a 3-month summer break is coming up. Next week I'm going to Mexico with some friends, and then the following week I'll be going to Ghana. I'll be spending 2 months in Ghana. I'll be doing malaria research through a tropical medicine fellowship that I received. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to the summer. I'm gonna be vlogging throughout all of it. So make sure you subscribe to follow my summer. And yeah, thank you to everyone who has subscribed thus far. Thank you for leaving all the wonderful comments. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Oh, the video isn't ending. I'm actually about to go to what is it called? Margarita and Taco Festival at Grant Park. So I'll see you guys there. I am exhausted. It was so hot out here, but the festival was really fun. I'm gonna end the video here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week in Mexico. Bye.